we did okay, and the shape was okay. By But, I couldn't be too despondent with that result. I just thought going forward, I thought we could kick on against Hull. Obviously, I was mistaken, and we'll come on to Hull in a minute. But the Leeds game, I just thought I see what LeBrie was trying to do, but it just, our Achilles heel all seen has been set pieces. Now, you could argue that Patterson is positioning for the. I'm not really sure how it sort of manifested itself. I just think it was just it went directly at him, but I just don't know how it went in. It was just, I don't know. You could argue it wasn't him, and you could argue it was him for that, right? But we've said from this not for our season, but he hasn't been playing well, and it's with keepers. I feel like it's not an easy solution to rip one out and put one in. It's not like you've got an injury to a right back and you put a right back in, or as a right back set up for him, you put a right back in. The keeper situation is a lot different.
Oh, yeah, so, I agree.
You know what I mean? You're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. Now, if you did fucking replace them, I'd have probably went fair enough. But even if you didn't replace him, I was like, well, okay, it's the keeper.
Yeah. So there's 2 points on that though. Like, I don't know if you saw the Lugo 9 photographer's 300th game, but Blondie does not look happy one bit in that photograph. No, I know he's in the
bottom left. Yeah. He's raging.
So
he's third string. You know what I mean? Even if Pato was to come out, it would be fucking lower.
Yeah.
So, look, all I see is I doubt anything's going to change in between the sticks. But if we go up, and that is if, we have to look at that position. We have to, because imagine the amount of pressure that we're going to see in the Premier League. You know what I mean? I just feel like.
So I 100%. I know where you're coming from, but also there's tales of goalkeepers past at Sunderland who've performed fantastically in the Premier League. Jason Steele is just the case in point. He wasn't the best for us, but as soon as he went to the Premier League, he was just a different level. So maybe even though Pato was already like our cemented man, maybe he will just naturally step up because he's getting that more competition. And yeah, sorry, I just wanted to
I just feel like when we're in the Premier League, you're gonna rely on your keeper more, because we are going to be under pressure a lot more. So coming out to collect crosses, for instance, Pato's he doesn't. Every time it goes in, I think, is he going to come or isn't he going? You know what I mean? So it's. Whereas if I knew it was in a keeper who was confident, I go, he's going to pick that out and order. So you know what I mean? It's.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's a position that needs looking at. I'm not saying get rid of. I'm not, because people have gone through parts of the season where they're not playing well. But second to that, we really have to think about, are we going to bring a keeper? Are we going to replace him midway through the season? Probably not.
Not even mid. We're near enough at the end, aren't we?
Well,
it's in sight.
2/3 through, whatever we're through. You know what I mean?
That's it. Jacob's joined us, by the way. Welcome, Jacob.
Yeah.
Right, welcome. Mate. Evening, lads. Glad Newcastle lost today. I know I sound upset. Fuck
I was going to leave that till the end, but yeah, we can talk about that now.
I guess, why not? So,
I think they took a photograph. I just took a photograph at the end of the game.
Which is what I found funny about the Sunderland Twitter account. Like, Sunderland literally created a team photo and then from yesterday's game. It's probably funny. So,
do you know what? Like, we're talking about that. Well, I don't know if did you watch it so much?
No, I couldn't.
I did.
I could only listen to it.
All right.
I saw the second half, a little bit first half.
Gordon sending off. What? I mean, look,
they were laughing, wasn't
he? Yeah, but what was he thinking? he's gone into a cup final. He's like, well, this will be a good idea. I just fucking clothesline this bloke in front of the ref.
Did you see his post-match interview from the winning the semi-final, going, "Oh, I'm really looking forward to my first Wembley with a club."
All right. Well, you'll be in a suit.
No.
You'll be in a
I'm
suit,
sorry.
mate.
Liverpool are winning it, Amf. Liverpool are definitely winning it now. Now that he's not playing.
I didn't know, because I think he's the easy one to contain. He's easy.
Cup final.
Yeah.
Cup finals.
Liverpool
Anyway,
are definitely winning it.
Fuck them.
Fuck them, yeah.
Yeah, but for those of you just joining in, obviously Jacob just joining in as well, I'm finally in my Alice Springs apartment, so I have good internet, I have consistent internet, and I should be able to create more and more content. We've got 4th place, I think, cemented on. Coventry might be creeping up. I'm not too sure if we might overtake Burnley at one point or not, but I think the top 2 are pretty much cemented now. And we have to catch up from the Leeds game. So the Leeds 2-1 defeat, which is why you called us when we were talking about Patterson, and also the Hull game, and then the Sheffield Wednesday game. So we've got a lot to talk about today, Jacob. Do you want to quickly throw in your 2 cents about the Leeds result? Because obviously Yorkshire Mackem.
Yeah. I'm still Sunderland until I die, though. There's no other team I support apart. Well, Olympiacos, Greek team, a little soft spot, but Sunderland through and through.
Is that because they're red and white as well?
Yeah, pretty much. But long story short, with the Leeds game, I think first half we were actually really good. Thought we were really good, and I was surprised that Leeds didn't score in the first 14 or 20 minutes, because that's usually when they've scored. And I thought, do you know what? We could get something out of this. And I thought if Wilson didn't score, we'd have had a penalty, because the Leeds player was all over Wilson. He was like trying to bring him down, and he took it well with the goal. And then second half, it was like a bit of a different game. I think we were lethargic. I think we were a bit tired, and our subs weren't great. I think what he should have done was put Mundle for Roberts, Mayenda for Wilson, and Brown on for Rigg. I know they'd just come back from an injury, but I think that'd have really
changed it up enough to be that bit of
spark. Maybe put Meppen. We should have put Meppen at the back as well, but we were punished, and that's why I think Roberts is to blame for the Leeds equaliser. And I think second goal, I mean,
it's Pato. It's Pato, 100% Pato, mate. Like, but, I mean, the stuff before, obviously airfield play, all of that, but like Pato's commanding of that area was woeful. It's just too easy to concede goals like that when you're not fully switched on for the final whistle. And I know as well, it was a little bit like the whistle should have blown maybe a couple of like a minute or so beforehand, but it didn't blow. It was still on. The game was still playing. Stay switched on. Like you can't just let that kind of thing slip by. And it does mean Leeds are like comfortably at the top of the table now, on the back of that, and we're kind of hoping other teams do us a lot of favours. How many points between us and Leeds are there now?
I think Leeds are on 76.
Here we go. Leeds 76, Sunderland 65. So they're 11 points clear with what? 11 games. There you go. So if they draw all the games and we win them, there you go. That we're above them, but it's too much of a hill to climb, I think. But yeah, the Leeds game is what it was. So like it was a tough ask, and
I like I say, I didn't expect anything from it. Like, well, I'd look it. Like Jake says, I thought the shape was all right. I could see what he was trying to do.
Yeah,
and we knew it was going to be difficult. So the result, even though you could say it was a mistake by Pato, I was like, yeah, all right, let's move on. The more disappointing result is the whole result, mate. That whole game really, really knocked me. Like, obviously I went, but do you want to move on to Hull now? Or?
Oh, yeah, let's go for it. So, I just want to say, like, with the whole game, it's our first back-to-back defeats this season. So, like, I know there's a little bit of, like, doom and gloom around the feeling after the game as well, but that's a really good record considering what we're in March. Oh, that was the tail end of February. You like,
yeah, but it
it's
was just a
impressive.
performance, mate. It was just off the pace, especially like the first half. It was like, what are we doing? Like, there was no pressure. It was only when we went, the second half when we really, really tried to get back into the game. And I thought, well, why don't you start like that? You know what I mean? You like I said, you can't take any team for granted in this league. No one, because anyone could turn anyone over. We've seen it. So I just think the whole attitude was off. Rig, I mean, he got took for. He was way off the pace. I thought Robert should have been took off. I don't know if I can't remember if he was or he wasn't near the end, but he's been off it. Pato, like we've discussed, like the goal.
Oh, the goal was calamitous.
It's come from like a mistake. Now, Roberts is in front of him on a near post.
Tiny
never
man,
going to. Obviously,
by the way, Roberts is like 5'6".
Right, yeah, but he's never going to win. He's on the front post because he's never going to be in the middle, in the mixer or the back post to win an header. He's there to clear it if it comes close. If Pato, because I think if you look at the goal, Roberts sort of like it goes to jump and then doesn't jump or goes. Do you know what I mean? So he's in two minds. Now Pato should be fucking steaming through him as the keeper. Like I know it's your player, but steam through him and shout keepers and grab her. Because I'm where I sit. I wasn't that far away. There was no shout from the keeper. Zero. He might have said it, and that's why Robert sort of like ducked a little bit, but there was no scream. Do you know what I mean? And it's that presence and being confident as a keeper to come out and scream keepers and grab it to put everyone's mind at rest. You know what I mean? If Robert had heard that, he'd have probably ducked. You know what I mean? But he didn't, and then he passed him flat at it. So
yeah,
I've said it all season. His distribution and his command of his 6-yard area is poor. And everyone
his distribution outside of his own half is really shocking. To be fair, like it does always go out, or it seems to always go out for a throw in. But I 100% on board with like he needs to be a bit more commanding. I know we've said he's a good showstopper.
Everyone says it, mate. Everyone says that he's a good shot stopper.
Like he can stop a bullet from 30 yards out or what have you. But when it comes to the simple stuff, like commanding from a corner, what was the Leeds one again? He just if he just shouts up what he wants the defender to do a little bit clearer and sooner, then maybe that doesn't even happen. Maybe the shot doesn't even get put off. Do you know what I mean?
And sometimes, when we play from the back, which again, it's the modern goalkeeper has to do that, has to be good for his feet. Sometimes he's passing. I'm like, fucking hell, you're lucky to get away with that. You know what I mean? I can count maybe 10 plus times where he's done that for fucking hell. I know he's intended to, but it's like, it's the presence of mind of knowing they're on the squeeze here. I'm going to go along and put it in the corner. He doesn't know that. He just thinks of a pattern of play and plays it. You know what I mean? Where a keeper who's got a bit more about him will understand that the pressure's on, he can go along.
Yeah.
I know. Look, I'm not a professional footballer, so I can only comment on what I see. And what I'm saying is,
you've played a lot of FIFA in your time, though, as well.
oh well, yeah, haven't we all? Yeah, I've got sore thumbs. No, but what I'm saying is, I've seen enough football to know when a keeper needs either improving or changing. You know what I mean? Like if the times when I don't know, Vito. I liked watching Vito. I thought Vito was good. Tommy obviously. So it's.
Minone wasn't one of my favourites.
I didn't mind Vito. Like
I thought he was like decent bloke, but like he came straight off the back of Pickford, wasn't it? Or was it?
Pickford obviously.
Was it Pantilimon?
Vito was before Pickford.
Was he? I thought it was Pickford, Pantilimon, Vito, but
But these are
no.
keepers we remember. These are keepers we remember and go, yeah, he was a good keeper. You know what I mean? I don't think at the minute I would say that about Patterson. You know what I mean? I wouldn't.
I think he's
Chris
definitely.
Turner,
think
that's
I
another
mean,
one.
if you look
From
from
the
our
80s, 90s.
if you look from our relegation from the Premier League era, he's miles above every other keeper we've had. Miles above. I think.
Pickford, oh yeah, definitely.
He might look as far if we're going to rate Patterson, I'd say he's all right. Do you know what I mean? That's all I'd say. I would never say he's a good keeper, a brilliant keeper.
Good.
He's all right. But
Good.
look, I don't want to slag him off too much because
Well,
I mean he
Yeah.
is young in the sense of a keeper. I think is he 23, 24? I can't remember how old he is. That, for a keeper, that's young. You know what I mean? So he could still learn and come on.
yeah.
So all I'm saying is, look, we need to maybe plan for the future if we go up.
Yeah.
Or next season, whatever. You know what I mean? We just need to be looked at. I'll give them lads a go. Like Moore, he did okay when he came in. Blondie, no one's seen him. Obviously, I don't watch the 21s. Does he play in the 21s or what? He must do because he's young. So, you know,
He's Blondie is chomping at the bit. You can tell he wants to get first team football in.
It's that's what I mean. It's difficult with keepers to replacing them. It doesn't normally happen, does it? You know what I mean? You see it like United. Onana has a fucking nightmare who plays next game because sometimes he plays well. So the keeper situation, I don't know. I wouldn't like to make that decision.
Well, luckily that's what we pay Reggie Labrie to do. But I will also reiterate though, if a player has a bad game, and keepers included, we should be able to comment on that. We're not like saying this is the worst player in the world. It's just like these performances have been subpar. But you will have people who are coming in and going, look, you only ever slate people when they're poor. Like that's the whole point. That you're allowed to criticise the performance levels when they're subpar. Like I think that's a valid thing from any football fan from any club.
People pay enough money to do that. You know what I mean? I've give this club, and so no doubt you have, and other people have, thousands of pounds. You know, over the years. So you know, at least. So you know, all I'm saying is, you know, I'm not critiquing him too hard, but the position definitely needs to be looked at in the future.
Oh yeah, and that's what I think we've got the benefit of the rest of this season to do. Really, is to just enjoy the rest of the football. Like I said, I think fourth place is roughly where we're going to finish, give or take one or two, depending on the next couple of performances. So now I think it's the time to like cement what we are as a club and who we want to keep going forward. Depends on what happens in the last couple of weeks as well, how far away we are in terms of like mathematically going out of the playoffs versus getting automatics. What Reggie Labrie and I'll say a little bit of Speakman and KLD start to inject, play this player, play that player, just so we can increase their market value, that kind of thing. I do see that happening quite a bit. Kind of why I thought Ashish came back in January as well. Like, where's he gone since the 2 January games? He's disappeared. So I don't know. Like rotation of players is a key point. And yeah, from that Leeds game.
Portsmouth.
Sorry.
Ashish.
Yeah, Adil Ashish. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Adil Ashish came out for 2 games to increase his market value. That's what we might do towards the tail end of the season, depending on how mathematically we are. Sorry. I've just got to call out a couple of things in the chat as well. Talking about Danny Welbeck, so we'll bring up that in a bit. Rosie says she's 50-50 with you because every goalkeeper does have mistakes in them. Dale's joined us as well.
Well, I don't know. Like what I watch, a lot of football and like Courtois. You know,
Courtois was.
I've never seen him make a mistake.
I thought he was. I thought Courtois was one of the best Premier League keepers, and they were like,
he's fucking superb, Courtois. Like, and he's massive, by the way. He's 1 million foot. No, look,
no exaggeration there at all, right?
Look, keepers, they're always you know, can divide opinion.
That's it.
But you know, it is what it is.
He says, Dale says, I can't see Patterson has got what it takes. I'm presuming that's on jumping on with you saying for the Premier League. Good to change them. For a game or two, my mind, we need to win every game from now on.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Should we talk a little bit about the actual, the whole rest of the game? I know we've talked about the fumble on the corner a bit.
It was just huff and puff, mate. Like, it was. Hull came with a game plan. Again, I tell you what I hate is that the time wasting, because the clubs, like Crouchy says, he always says people, it's like their cup final when it comes to our stadium, which probably is sometimes. Not saying all clubs, but you know, when it's a big stadium, big-ish crowd, depending on what day it is.
Yeah.
But if it's fucking Tuesday, I don't know. But yeah, I just feel like they came with, we're gonna sit, try and get on the break. They didn't have to, obviously, because of mistake.
Yeah.
Time waste, sit deep. It was just dull. Obviously, they're fighting to stay in the league, so I sort of get it. But as far as like, they had one goal. I can't remember his name. The lad in midfield played really well. I can't remember his name. I think he got the man of the match. But
yeah, they are.
Yeah, we huffed and puffed, and we left it too late. We started off terribly, mate. It was just lax. Passing was going astray, and the time wasting, like, they would go down. But the referees are not jumping on it, mate. They'll wait. Like, I think there was a few. I think Keeper got booked for time wasting, but they don't jump on it straight away. It's like the crowd's got to get really on the back of the referee to see it. Oh, well, ref, this is about a bit fifth, sixth time the time wasting. Why don't the ref just do it straight away and it would stop it? Why is he waiting? If he's going to book someone for time wasting, why are you waiting for the sixth, seventh time? It just, because if he booked them on the first time wasting, no one would have done it after that. Do you know what I mean? Because yeah, he's put a line in the sand now.
It's setting a precedent for it, mate.
Yeah. And another thing, while I'm on a roll, linesmen, mate. Like, linesmen this season, they're not getting involved. Like, I'm watching them and I'm like, yeah, they're flagging for offside, but for decisions when they're right there and they can see it, why are they not flagging? Because sometimes, like, the ref's making a decision and the linesman's not doing anything. He's not even going over to the fucking linesman to ask. You know what I mean? I just feel like they're just bystanders half the game. It's like on a Sunday league where you give someone the flag again. Hey, mate, will you run the line? Because that's what it feels like. You know what I mean? I just feel like the standing officiating this season's been poor. Like, really poor.
And I think that nicely brings us on to their handball, which should have been a penalty. It was clear as cut as you could possibly see. There was no break in the line from the referee. The liner could see it. The fourth official could see it. Why wasn't that given as a handball for a penalty? And like, was it 65th, 67th minute?
I've seen it, mate. It looks like a penalty to me. Like,
there was for them to say it was ball to hand, absolutely ludicrous. There was about 8 foot between the actual ball getting kicked in his hand. Like, yeah, it was a little bit fast, but it was like more than a second and a half to move out of the way. You knew exactly what you were doing by doing that. So,
but on the flip side of that, mate, you could argue we got a lot of luck against Wednesday.
I mean,
do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
there was two incidents there. You know what I mean? So I feel for Wednesday, and that's what I mean. So, like, you could argue he held the ball when it came in the box. It looked. I mean, if they'd had VAR, that would have been given.
Oh yeah, and like I'm on all right with that. If it's fair, have it. If it's fair, have it. Like,
yeah, and Mienda's goal. You know what I mean?
Mienda's goal. Which one? The first one.
Yeah, so when the elder puts the ball in, their centre off really badly misjudges it, but it comes off Mienda's hand and then it into his path and he scores. And the rules state, like, if it comes off your hand and leads to a goal, it's got to be disallowed. So again, there's two incidents that you could look at and go, all right, well, you know, we didn't get against Hull, but we've got a lot of luck against Wednesday, you know. So
yeah,
well, that's what I mean. The standard of officiating and the way they look at it, it's poor across the board, mate, for every club.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I'm probably saying it's more like 80-20 against us, though. Like, we've had at least 4 decisions I can think of in the last, well, since the start of the year versus how we are. And that Sheffield Wednesday one, I'm happy to give that one 20% away if we get the 80% back. We would have been much better off in. I can't remember who else we've lost to this year. We lost away. We lost away to Plymouth. I think that was. I think there was a shocking decision.
That was the start.
That was
threw a
the
lot
start
of
of the season.
Leeds away.
I mean, the Leeds game was just daft, though. Sorry.
Yeah.
Right, while I'm in a bit of a mental pickle, I'm going to catch up on the chat. I've got the new Pride shirt on, by the way. It is fucking class.
I like it, mate.
It looks
They sold out, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so sleek. Like the print is like it's not stitched on. It's not printed on. Like it's printed in the shirt. No, it's printed in the shirt. So it's like like the ink is actually in the polyester. It's really quite nice. It's not a sticker, which is different. Where am I now? And what am I wearing? So Sunderland Pride shirt. And I'm in Alice Springs in my own apartment. So this will slowly fill out with furniture and stuff. It'll look nice at one point.
Get yourself a parrot. I feel like you need a parrot in Australia or an exotic bird.
I just need a chat log just to see what I've already gone through.
No, you need a kangaroo. It's kangaroos, isn't it? Over there, and koalas and that.
Get yourself a koala.
Big koala. I don't know what chlamydia, mate. What are you talking about?
And a bloody didgeridoo. And a bloody didgeridoo, mate.
I'll get myself a boomerang. And I'll have Fuck the Mags on it, and I'll keep throwing it around.
Red and white boomerang.
That's it. We've got a couple of people extra joining in the chat, by the way. You got Bong, welcome along. He's asked us to discuss Job versus Hull, so that's something we can build on as well.
But like, yeah, he went missing, mate. Wasn't even there, to be honest with you. But that you could say that for the majority of them. No one stood out for me.
I don't know. Like for the whole game, I think the only person I saw that was like doing a decent job was Dan Neil. But
yeah, I thought. Well, Dan. He's been performing well. I think Luke, Hume. I can't remember if. Obviously, I mean, there is a talking point about Cirkin didn't start against Sheffield, and I just feel Cirkin has definitely been off the boil.
You keep on talking about his hand thing, though, don't you? So maybe it's
He has got an ongoing thing with his thumb. But there was a duty room with something was going on in his personal life, which I'm not going to mention because I'm not for tittle tattle like. But I don't know the reason. He was dropped, obviously, because he came on anyway, but he probably, even though I'm not PL's biggest fan, he deserves a start, he deserves a goal, and I thought he did okay. I think against Sheffield.
On the Kielder perspective, I think that's the first game he actually impressed me in. So, again, I'm more than happy with that. Like, but he's had some.
He was steady, mate. He was steady.
No, he was solid. That's what you want from a centre back. Or a defender, should I say, in this case. You want somebody who's just there, reliable, and can clear the ball when it's necessary, and he did that to a T.
But to be fair to Labrie, he's obviously changed it up. Obviously, started the Elder, he started Brown, and he started Meander. You know what I mean? So he's moved it around. And we won. So, that's good management. And people get on about Labrie and about, like, sometimes he's thrown games away and he's made the wrong decision. But what do you expect? He's human. You can't... if you'd have said to me at the start of the season, in March, would you want to be fourth going into playoffs?
Oh, absolutely.
I went, yeah. And I get it, we've chucked games away and we've chucked points away, but it's football, you've just got to live with it. But I'm just happy with the response to Labrie and he changed things around and we won. So, you know, you can't argue with that.
Yeah, I think if we dropped points against Sheffield Wednesday, though,
It'd have been toxic.
yeah, the bandwagon would start to gather a little bit more momentum then. And again,
Probably.
I think it's a little bit too what's it called? Catastrophizing.
Yeah.
It's a bad spell. We have bad spells every single season, regardless of which league we're in. I can't remember the last time we didn't have like a run of 4 or 5 games where we just hit the shit. We've done it twice
Last
this
season.
Last season was any time under Beale plus the last 4 weeks. So yeah, like two losses in a row in the grand scheme of things isn't that bad. We've got a couple of extra questions. Paul Wilson saying, speaking of time wasting, someone started on Bowers at the ground after Hull. I mean,
Oh, I heard about that after the whole game. I remember Bowers saying it in his. Yeah, he mentioned it in his. The match reviews he does.
Yeah.
Wanted to fight with him.
No, I think they just had a go at him for summer.
A Sunderland fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's daft. It's an opinion, isn't it? You're allowed to voice your opinions. But yeah,
I mean, what a fucking. I mean, that is. Some fans are morons. You know what I mean? Look, I've got one that sits next. Honestly, where I sit, mate, I hear him every fucking game. Going, oh, he should have done this. He should have nutmegged him and done this. The bloke's about fucking 60-year-old. Where's fucking Stone Island? He's a fucking melt. Do you know what I mean? You're always going to get fucking knobs who've got a different opinion. You know what I mean? I'd probably say the majority of Sunderland fans are normal people, but there's fucking morons in the world. You know what I mean? It's just the way it is. And
good point.
Yeah,
good point.
You know what I mean? Just that's annoyed me. That you shouldn't be getting on the back of someone who's a Sunderland fan to have a go at them. Like, it's just fucking stupid.
It happens at other clubs as well. It happened. I think it were like that at Arsenal when it was Wenger in, Wenger out. When it were that time at Arsenal. That's what it like.
It's not like we're fighting for fucking relegation. Do you know what I mean? We're fourth.
No.
We're fourth behind 3 teams with literal parachute payments as well. Like, we're doing fucking fantastic in terms of like just comparatively to the rest of the league. If you look at pure spend, if you look at age, if you look at development, we're on the up. And the fact that we're not top 2 just tells you how much of a gap we need to still improve on. But there you go. And I also want to call out, by the way, Adam French, welcome along. He says,
bonjour, Adam.
He says, fuck the Max.
FTM.
You never walk alone.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Do you? Oh, that's Scousers, isn't it? Sorry.
What we need... Sam, what you talking about?
Oh, please.
What you talking about, mate?
What we need to do, let's stay in the half where they got a cake. It's 23 in the box. Dale's basically saying, sorry, we're going back to tactics, but before we go back to the tactics in the Hull/Sheffield Wednesday game, welcome along, Paul. How you doing, mate?
Hello, Paul.
Hello. You alright?
Not too bad, mate.
Yeah, we're good, Paul.
It's been a while. Been a hot minute.
I know, I've just been just gaming. I've been out all day.
Oh, good. Glad you had a nice weekend, mate. I don't know what's happening with some of our fans though. Like, you popped in that thing about Bowers, but who was it Fane who basically had to stop doing YouTube as well because somebody started to like offer him out on a fight next time you saw him out in the street or something?
No, I can't remember. But I saw something on Facebook a few. I can't remember. It was recently, and it were about. I think it were after we lost to Hull or Leeds. They said, "Oh, sack Reggie Labrie," or someone said something about sacking he should be sacked.
Yeah, but look,
that's why I said that. Like 3 losses.
Some fans are fucking morons. Like, you know what I mean? It's just the way it is.
Mm-hmm.
I see it. Overall experience for me, the time I supported the club for 45 years. You know what I mean? I've been going for 35 years. And I've always had a good experience. Yeah, now and then you'll get knobs, but that's just the way it is. But you know, to be violent towards one of your own fans is just moronic. He's probably a fucking moron. You know what I mean? It's just
Or somebody had a bit too much to drink or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, you know. I wish it was fucking me. But anyway, never mind. Move on.
Do you want us to explain why the person had actually had a go at Michael?
Go on then. Yeah, let's get the juicy details.
Well, as you know, Michael doesn't like keepers coming to the Stadium of Light, time wasting.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
The lad basically about a couple of rows from us keep shouting to Michael, why are you keep saying don't time waste? Michael said nothing to him, but the lad actually was keep shouting at Bowers, and there was a lot. He was shouting at the young lad behind us because he was banging on the thing behind us.
Are you in that little cluster where people bang the bloody metal thing?
Yeah, but it's not me.
Honestly, can you chop their
what?
bloody socks off or something? Because Jesus Christ, that's so irritating.
So
are you in Crazy Corner, Paul? Are you?
Yeah, I'm in the southwest corner.
All right. Okay.
Michael actually, because I said to him, "Are you okay?" He was like, "No." So I said to him, "Speak to a steward." At full time, he's brought the steward. The steward sorted it out.
Okay.
Okay. Well, that's what they're there for. You know what I mean? Look, we just got to accept some fans are fucking idiots. It's the way it is. You know. So.
All right.
95% of Sunderland fans are normal. Ish. Well, if they've had a drink, maybe not. But you know what I mean?
Ish.
If everyone had a skinful, you know what I mean? It's
not,
sometimes people do that.
maybe not when they've had 5 drinks. Not after they've had 5 drinks or something like that.
It's just the way it is. You know.
Cough.
5 drinks, mate. What are you talking about? Baby numbers. Right. Yeah. So, where are we at in the league? Sheffield
We're
Wednesday.
fourth. Do you want to talk about Chef Wed?
4th.
We're talking about Chef Wed game.
Yes, there you go. The Chef Wed game. So we're Sheffield Wednesday now. Bang in the middle of the table. 13th.
Yeah, bang. Just below middle, maybe. I don't know. Well, the game itself, I thought, well, you know, just mentioned the changes. He made 3 changes. I thought the Chef Wed really didn't offer a lot. Like I said, the 2 incidents that you could have said were handballs we got away with. But look, we'll take that look because we don't get much of it. But overall, I thought obviously Miranda deserved man of the match. Happy for Luke and his 200th appearance. And I thought, although sometimes it was a bit itty bitty, but I just thought we shaded it in the end. Do you know what I mean? And Miranda's goal, he's in play goal for the header to win it. You know, I was happy for Miranda because he was buzzing straight into the fans. Got a yellow card for that, like, but I thought we deserved the win. You know what I mean? I didn't think Sheffield Wednesday offered a great deal. They had moments, but that was it.
And again, yeah, that's probably very similar to how I was going to describe it, mate. The Sheffield Wednesday should have had that penalty, but I don't think because that was like the 9th minute in the game. I don't think it would have had a massive impact on how the rest of the game panned out. Sunderland had clearly the better players and tactics on the day. The chances that they didn't take from a Sheffield Wednesday perspective was exactly what we'd expect defensively from our lads, with the exception of the conceded goal, of course. But I think on the attack, it's where we naturally or have come this season to just look brilliant. Like the second goal for me is just perfect. Like the cross in and the run into the box from the edge whilst the cross has been taken to slam it from, what is it, the 6-yard line? Just absolute bullet of a header. Keeper doesn't know what to do. I genuinely just want to see more football like that from us. And I know we've mentioned a little bit, like the whole game, it didn't seem to be a lot of that. But when teams naturally come further up the pitch, we've got that space to break into. We look fantastic. We need to work out how to
Sheffield,
balance that out. And Sheffield Wednesday, just yeah,
yeah.
very easy
Sheffield did,
pickings.
to be fair to Sheffield, they didn't want to sit in. You know what I mean? You could see they wanted to try, and because they're at home. You know what I mean? And like you say, it gives us a bit more license to get forward. I thought, like, taking me under and putting me under on for Wilson, sorry, that's a fucking bold move, that, because if Wilson's a fan's favourite, the thing with Wilson is he doesn't score fucking easy goals. You know what I mean? Every goal he scores is fucking a worldie, or it's difficult. Like, and me, you know, Meander offers something different. You know, he's a bit more pacey in the channel. You know what I mean? Wilson's got pace, but I think Meander runs his channel a little bit better, and he's always hanging off. Do you know what I mean? That shoulder's the last defender's shoulder. So different players, you know what I mean? And to be fair to LeBray, it fucking worked. You know what I mean? So that's off to him for making 3 changes and getting 3 points.
Yeah, 100%. Jacob, Paul, do you want to chip in?
Yeah. Wednesday, I think it was just. I think first half we were decent. I mean, Wednesday had a few chances, but I think Meander's got. We were lucky. He were lucky not really to get it disallowed, because it was handball, but it wasn't like deliberate, but still handball's handball, innit? But I think he still took it well. I think, and then second half, I don't think we were as good. I think we were a bit cagey, which led to the Sheffield Wednesday equaliser. And I thought my dad was screaming at the TV, you know, just I don't know what we were doing for their equaliser. Yeah, it was. It was just. But then I think towards the end, I think we started getting better towards the end of second half, and then we got our winning goal, and yeah, I think fairly deserved win. We weren't great, but we weren't terrible. You know what I mean? I think we were decent performance, I'd say.
Yeah, that's
So
fair.
I was content with it, but the 3 points at the end of the day,
Yeah,
that's all we can remember. That's all people will remember.
Yeah, and like I said at the start of the stream, since the last podcast, it's 3 games and 3 points. So,
Yeah.
like if we were talking about 3 draws, it might be a different story. But it's nice to come off the back of a win and going into the next couple of games. I will also point out Dale's pretty much reiterating a couple of points we've made already, but they do need saying again. We let in far too many goals, especially because we sit back. We've got to work on how we build up on that defence a bit better. And I think the Leeds game is a prime example of it. And that equaliser for Sheffield Wednesday, where we sit back, we hold off, and we try to retain the lead. Yeah. that's if we had a more... I wouldn't go into the boringness of Burnley, but if we had a more solid, reliable defence, we would have picked up a lot more points this season. Which is again,
I think we need Ballard and Meppen. I want to see Ballard and Meppen start. You know, them two at the back.
The thing is,
instead of either Ballard or O'Nien or Meppen or O'Nien, I'd like to see Ballard and Meppen.
I don't think that's happening while O'Nien's at the club. That's the thing. I think O'Nien is just. I think O'Nien is a natural leader.
I think he'll be at Sunderland. He'll be at Sunderland until the end of his career, I think.
We'd let him be. We'll let him be there at least and get his coaching badges, because I think he's got passion for the game. But from a defensive standpoint, physicality does count for a lot, and not to like jest into it a bit, but he's not a massive defender. He's definitely a defender who gets stuck in and does what you want. Kind of reminds me a little of Catamol. Small man, heart on the sleeve kind of approach. But sometimes you just need a big 6'2" centre back who's just going to dink the ball away from a cross. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know how else to improve it with the players we've currently got. Maybe that's a summer transfer thing. Maybe we just got to accept that's our issue this season, and try and just not sit back when we take lead and go for 2 or 3 more. What do you think, Paul?
The other thing is, it always worked with because as you know, Jacob, I told you that before the I think Thursday it was. Danny Rule actually did say that Chef Wade actually was missing a couple of defenders. Because I was speaking to Michael actually, and Michael said actually when Chef Wade even played Burnley, Danny Rule even said that they were actually missing a couple of players as well. The same defenders was missing. So maybe that actually went in our way, to actually get the 3 points at Chef Wade.
Yeah, and I think that we needed to take advantage of that, and I think we did anyway. But I think that's what we should do in the future as well. When things like that come up, I think Reggie Labrigo should go, or Regis, whatever, should go. Look, lads, they've got some key players missing. Let's take advantage of it and be constantly at them. I think we need to start doing that a bit more.
Yeah, pretty much, pretty much. So before we move on to other results around the league today, or around the competition, should I say? Do you want to quickly go over your thoughts ahead of the Cardiff City game? Who do you think is, well, obviously, what's the score prediction, but what's the biggest threat from Cardiff at the moment?
Can't really think of one, to be honest.
I mean,
No disrespect to them.
But like I say, every team in this league can beat any team on the day. So, I mean, I haven't really studied their players, but I feel like at home, I said this against Hull, so probably going to be wrong again. But I feel like we should be dominating the game. Do you know what I mean? The league position where we are, where they are, the players we've got. I feel like we've got enough to get by them. Not saying that's going to happen, obviously, but I feel like we should be doing that, But again, it's football. But I'll go with a comfortable win, mate.
Go on. What's your numbers? And who's scoring?
I'll say 3-0.
Clean.
I'm going to say Wilson hat-trick because I've been saying it all season.
He will get one. Just
well, hopefully on Saturday. But
if he starts.
Yeah. Yeah, but he needed that maybe, you know what I mean? Like a little bit of burnout because he's signed a contract. He feels a bit of pressure because strikers do when they have a dry patch. Maybe that little wrestling reinvigorate him. You never know. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, and same when we ended to the other end. If we've only got one position up front, one of them's got to show up for the game, haven't they? Yeah. I'm going to go to Jacob next for his prediction.
Like you said, it's not going to be easy. Well, no game is guaranteed. I know a lot of fans might get a bit confident and say comfortable win, but I'm actually going to go with a 2-0 win. I don't think it'd be as comfortable as what we make it out to be, because I think Cardiff will be fighting for points to stay up, won't they? Because they're in quite danger at the bottom half of the Championship. There'll be teams like that, especially at this time of the season, they'll be really competitive. So I'm actually going to go with a 2-0 Sunderland win. I think it'd be a bit more cagey.
Okay.
But I still think we'll win. So away the lads.
Away the lads. Paul,
It won't be 7-0, Am. Won't be 7-0.
Oh, where's Ted when you need him?
Oh, he says 6-0. He's gone.
Every time. Paul, lad, what are you saying?
Well, we've got to get back winning ways at home, so I'm going to go 3-0. But the thing is, I'm going to keep an eye on their game on Tuesday because I've just seen Cardiff actually play Burnley on Tuesday night. So
Yep.
I'll be giving an eye on that now.
That's a good show, Paul. I'll watch that.
They are at Cardiff though, and they do have a game in hand, don't they, as well? So you got 3-0, a 2-0, and a 3-0. I'm going to say I was going to say 2-0, but I don't know. I think that's a little bit disrespectful to how they're currently playing. Like, they're doing all right, but they're doing all right against teams that are around them. Like, they're beating Hull, Portsmouth, and that kind of... I know they didn't beat Portsmouth, but they're picking up points all of a sudden. So I think we've got to be a little bit respectful, but not too much. So I'm going to say 3-1 with their goal coming in, like, just after half-time, because we'll be sleepy. But yeah, goal scorers... Mundle, Job, and in the middle, Mundle, Job, and I'm gonna go for a Isidore third. I just feel like we've got, as long as we can create the gaps to attack forward, we're getting goals. It's just invite. I think we need to like not put all 10 men in the opposite pitch and get expected on the counter attack.
You know
again.
what Cardiff are going to do, didn't you? You know what they're going to do, didn't you?
Part of the bus.
Yeah, of course they're going to fucking come part of the bus.
So
the manager will be saying, right, these are a good side. We'll sit deep and try and get them on the counter. It's fucking so predictable, mate. I could give it Cardiff team talk. It's crap. You know what I mean? It's just that's what we've got to do. That's exactly what he's going to say.
It's what we've dealt
in
with
a roundabout
all season.
way.
It's what we've dealt with all season. That's
Boring, mate.
There's got to be a way.
It is what it is.
The easiest way to get around it is to invite them further up the pitch, and I think which game?
Yeah, but where are they in the league?
20th.
So they're fighting for survival. Fighting for survival. Hey, yo. Yeah. I'm a bit pop. Anyway, yeah. So they're fighting for survival. So that's exactly what they're going to fucking do. Same what fucking all did.
Catch us on a dodgy counter, hope for a fuck up. Because let's face it, we have got a fuck up in this as well. So,
of course we have. Every team has. But how far off of safety are they?
Oh, they're 5 points clear with a game in hand.
Right, okay.
So they're not desperate yet, but they might be desperate by the time the Burnley game, by the time we play them on the weekend. So
right, all right.
Yeah, it's a bit of a tricky one. Right. So
it's good to finally have a 3 o'clock game as well.
Yeah.
You do know what time? So games for me. Let me just reload up the Sunderland website. The Cardiff game for me, I think it kicks off at midnight on Sunday morning. The Preston North End game is at 5:15 on Wednesday morning, and then again midnight. It's not nice. It's not nice. I want to sleep.
You got to do for the club, mate.
Oh no! And now I've got my own spot. There's no internet excuses anymore. There's no. Oh, I've only got to be fair. The worst hotel around here. I had 0.8 megabyte upload, which I don't know if you know, but you actually genuinely had faster dial-up in the year 2001. So, yeah, not great.
Downloading stuff off LimeWire.
This will be complete in 6 years. Cheers.
Yeah.
Just be lucky I'm not playing Apex anymore. The last thing
not play now.
I can't. The server ping is 354 or more because it connects to Sydney. It's basically like you trying to connect to Zurich. It's quite far. And that's your local. What I did want to talk about is the mags. I don't normally talk about the mags.
Oh,
I can't stand them, but I still think it's quite funny, everything that's happened.
I've got one point about them. I'll let you do yours, but yeah, go on.
Yeah. So the comments so far have been all about Danny Welbeck. Danny Welbeck and his lovely comments towards the end of the game, saying he's a Mackem at heart after getting some ridicule.
Yeah.
So I think
Well done, Danny.
I think that's the thing I want to harp on the most. Like, it couldn't have happened more perfectly. Beating the Mags at St James's, a self-proclaimed Mackem as well.
He was getting stick through the game as well. You know what I mean? So you read what you saw. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And what's it as well? Like the Barini celebration where he stands on the borders with his like.
Did he do that? Did he?
Yeah.
I actually watched it.
It was just the pinnacle of just class. So it's more around Danny Welbeck and how he basically done a solid for Sunderland while playing for Brighton today. Than actually the Mags losing it. I'm not really that interested in what the Mags do. As long as they lose against Liverpool in a couple of weeks' time, they'll be 60 years without a trophy.
Yeah,
70 years. No, it'll be 70 years, wouldn't it? 55.
Yeah, it was 1955. The last one. Well, the last time they won a trophy in '69, but I think it was like it wasn't FA Cup or League. It was some mini trophy. But last time. Fairs Cup.
Something like that. Yeah, something like that. Or the
Intertoto
Cup.
The last time they won a major trophy, the last one was FA Cup in 1955 against Man City.
And there's us with our Papa John's trophy, you know what I mean? Like, they can't even win that.
The glorious Papa John's. Like, I just want to make one point. It's mag related.
Okay, go for it.
So, on the Cardiff game, I don't know if they're still playing, but there's a band called Dead Wet Things. Have you heard of them?
No, not heard of them.
Dead Wet Things, right? They're a good Sunderland punk band, and they're up and coming. Well, they've been gone a while actually, and they're playing the Sheepfolds, I think, at 1:30 on the day of the Cardiff game. So I'll be going along to watch them, and it's just Sam Fender. You know, if you listen to Sam Fender, who's a mag. And then you listen to Dead Wet Things. Sam Fenner's a funny mate. You know what I mean? You've got to listen to Dead Wet Things, a good up and coming Sunderland punk band. So I'll give them a shout out.
I haven't heard somebody be called funny in ages. Like what?
Hey, but listen, they've got a song called "Bag of Cans," which is immense. You know what I mean? It's a good anthem, good summer anthem. Listen to them on iTunes.
I think I might. I think I might try and find them elsewhere. But fucking hell. Right. Dale says 6 in a row and 6 league titles.
I just think those up the road will be missing Gordon for the game against Liverpool now.
Yeah, that's going to cost him that.
I don't know what he was thinking there. Mental.
I don't think he's that influential for them, though. They put a lot of hype on him.
His foul was as bad as his hairstyle. That's how horrible his foul was. It was as horrible as his hairstyle. I mean, Pinelli looks like Logan Paul.
The thing is, though, it does not put. I would not put this past any single Newcastle player at all, with the exception of Isaac. I think all of them would happily be on the take. All of them would be, if you get your sent off in this game, here's 50 grand, here's 100 grand, whatever. I think they'll all be like that, with the exception of Isaac.
Can you see him winning it, though? Can you see him winning Carabao and beating Liverpool, or do you think?
No, I couldn't see it. I couldn't see it with Gordon. I can't see it without Gordon. But
it's a final, isn't it? Look, we can't celebrate now.
I'm not celebrating it. I'm not celebrating it, but you've got to remember they played Liverpool's, like, I say not A team, but like A- team. They played a strong Liverpool team the other week, and they played out their best player.
Lost 2-0.
And they lost 2-0. They didn't look in it at all. So,
it's an unreal team, innit, for Liverpool. They've got it's unreal, their team. You know,
Just say to them who celebrated Trafalgar Square and who didn't, because they're not allowed. Trafalgar Square shut for them.
Won't even watch it. I don't know.
Hey, did you hear this?
I'd say it's more like Liverpool are going to win it like 85%. Like I'd put it towards them and 15 to Liverpool.
Newcastle
to
40%.
No, 15.
We shouldn't be talking about. We're giving too much airtime here. Fuck them.
Yes.
Well, do you know? No, but
There might
I
be a
will
phrase
say
for
this
that.
though. You know that Adam Pearson YouTuber. He made a video the day after we lost to Leeds,
Yeah. Okay.
sort of
About
rubbing
us
it in,
losing
and that.
Leeds. But yeah, well, look,
Yeah,
that's. But look, I'll finish on this. If a club, right, and the fan base are gloating about our results, then obviously not. You know, they haven't reached where they want to reach. You know what I mean? They're still small club mentality. You know what I mean? Revert back to, oh, let's give Sunderland some shit instead of saying, look what we've won. So they're a long, long, long way off of becoming a top 6 team. Yeah, obviously whatever it is, the financial fair play.
FFP.
FFP,
I don't
yeah.
think it'll
So,
happen. They will never be a
look,
top 6 side, Newcastle.
but they've just got a small mind mentality. If they're thinking about us, you know, I know we're talking about them, but you know, it's just linking into the Danny Welbeck thing, I guess. But especially if YouTubers are making a video about it, I just feel like, you know, you need to sort of fucking move on, you know what I mean, and concentrate on where the club's going, not about all rivalry. And that's how much they've got to talk about, you know what I mean, because they haven't won anything, so they've got to revert back to type.
Yeah, I've got to say this is the most I've ever dedicated on this channel to the Mags, like, but
yeah, but you know, we do mention it now and then, but I wouldn't make a fucking whole video about it.
Yeah, no, this has been 6.5, 7 minutes out of my
Like delete it out.
No, I've done about 4,000 hours of football content. So I think 7 minutes in there's the polar opposite of obsessed.
Yeah.
Oh no, to be fair, we did we had a good chat about them when they won as well, and the Black Cats bar bullshit. But other than that,
yeah, that's when I was raging. Not about our club. You know what I mean?
yeah.
We've moved on since then.
Oh yes, we have. And speaking of moving on,
But yeah, the next time we play them, we'll probably beat them. To be honest, we'll probably beat them.
yeah, yeah. So last question: who are the 4 teams that are going to finish in the playoffs? We've got 10 games to go.
Burnley.
10 games to go, is it? Or 11 games to go?
I can't remember. Well, it's going to be us.
Yeah.
It's going to be Burnley.
Burnley.
And then I'll probably say
Coventry. I'd say Coventry and West Brom.
Yeah, well, just as it is now, but like I feel like Coventry and West Brom could dip in and out. I wouldn't want Coventry because I feel like
not at Wembley, no.
It's just not a bogey team, but I just don't know why we don't play well against them. I don't think I've ever seen someone play well
we've
against
got
them.
them away next. We've got them away coming up, haven't we?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so plus they've got obviously Lampard and that sort of manager bounce, if you like. Even though I thought Robbins was a good manager. Yeah, so, and again, you've got West Brom connections there, I guess.
Mowbray, innit, yeah. Imagine playing him at Wembley.
I wouldn't want that because I do like Mowbray, but I don't think, you know, I just feel like it should be us and Burnley, just out on merit.
On merit,
that's what I feel like it should be. Although that probably won't happen, but I feel like it should be.
No.
Oh.
Yeah, you're right.
So
I'd like Norwich at Wembley, though. I know they probably won't make it, but if I could choose who to play at Wembley, I'd go with Norwich.
Mate,
I'd probably go with that.
To be fair, they're only 4 points off it, but they are down in 11th, so goal difference is a massive factor. So yeah, I'm probably going to say, obviously Burnley, Sunderland. I think 5 points ahead of Sheffield is too much to climb. But saying that, they've got Cardiff, which could be there could be 2 points behind, but Sheffield, so maybe. I think definitely us, and below us, I'm going to say West Brom and Blackburn. I hope the Smoggies lose on the last day. Because that would be fun.
It'd be typical to play them, wouldn't it? Either at Wembley or playoff.
I'm a bit indifferent about Middlesbrough. Like, I'm not. I don't think. I mean, if it was to happen, Middlesbrough Sunderland at Wembley, that would be difficult, to say the least. Not only for all the fans and the police.
The police are, yeah.
You know what I mean? It would be fucking. It was so much bullshit if that happened. But I just feel they've dropped right off now.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, after them 5 defeats, have put them off.
Yeah. I was just thinking, like, the worst. Obviously, police in London will be able to manage it okay. It's the British Transport Police on the trains down. It's going to be carnage.
Well, if you remember last time, no one really give. I was at London when Wembley were here. I was fucking leathered.
Yes, you were.
And
it was funny.
No one gave a shit. So
yeah, but that's because it's Wickham, though, mate. Like Wickham is a bit different to Sunderland Borough, like. But I don't think anybody would give a shit if it was Sunderland West Brom or Sunderland Burnley. To be fair. As long as the two teams in the final are not from the same region, like let's say it is Burnley and Blackburn, they're both northwestern teams.
Oh, both Lancashire,
yeah. As long as the two teams in the final are from different areas of the country, I think it'll be fine. As long as they travel down on different railway networks, you'll be okay.
I wonder imagine what it was like when it were Man City and Man United. You know, FA Cup last year and the year before. Imagine that. Fucking hell.
We're in a better place though when we went to the playoff last time against Luton. You know, we were struggling. I know we played well against Luton at home, but we knew we just didn't have the depth, and so we had a lot of injuries. So I feel like we're in a better position to go in the playoffs. But I still, you know what it is. I just want us to get on the run to see and push as far as we can. Let's not give up on second. Do you know what I mean? Or automatic. Let's keep going. I know we sort of resign ourselves to the fact that it is going to be the playoffs, but I just want, hopefully, it probably will be, the team will be like, look, we can keep going here. You know what I mean? And let's start on fucking Saturday by setting our stall out against Cardiff.
I mean, to be fair, I know Borough could still make it though, couldn't they? Because look at the games they've got next. They've got Swansea, QPR, Luton and Oxford. That's their next 4 games. If they win all them, they're in playoffs, aren't they? So we can't write them off.
Yeah.
When you think of it.
Just trying to work out. Oh, and by the way, because I forgot to call it out on the last podcast. Sunderland have officially absolutely smashed what we did last season. We've won 2 more games. We're on 9 more points already, and we've got 10 games to spare. Like, if you compare where we are versus where we were.
This time last season.
Yeah.
No, the season before, last season was a fucking.
To be fair, the season before was a bit of a chancer, wasn't it? Because we were third favourite on the final day to get into the playoffs, so it was kind of a nice surprise.
Are we already doing better than first season this time, but during the 2023?
I don't know, but I will check because that'll be a good stat.
I think this time in 2023, I think. I don't know where we were or how many points we were on, but yeah.
Well, we didn't pick up any points in the last couple of games. So from March 2nd to the end of the season, we won 2 games and drew 3. So we picked up 9 more points till the end of the season. So
was that this last season?
That was last season, yeah. Yeah, it was a grim show last year. I did not like the Dodds Beale era.
Well, no. Imagine if we got Reggie Labrie straight instead of Beale. You know, when Beale came in, what if we got Reggie then? Might have been different.
Jacob, actually.
And to answer your question, we won 18 games in the first season back. We're on 18 now, and we had 69 points. So.
Oh, so we're not as good as the
69.
Oh, yo. The two promoted teams were Burnley and Sheffield United on 101 and 91 points. Luton Town were third with 80. So, and Luton Town got promoted by the playoffs against, was it Cov?
Can't remember.
No, because we lost to Luton Town. We lost to Luton Town over the two legs, and Cov Borough. I think it was Cov, yeah, because Cov beat Borough, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
I think.
Oh, could you imagine
Tell you what.
Cov in the Premier League with Ella
I
Sims?
would like to play against Mike Dodds next season.
I don't know. I'm not.
Oh,
I'm not that worried.
You think they're going to go up, Paul, Wickham?
I've just seen where they are. Dodds.
Yeah, the second.
Second.
But imagine though, what if Wrexham come up as well? But two former Sunderland.
Gaffers.
Well, yeah, because Wrexham, dinosaur Phil Parkinson.
Well, we know
absolute
he'd be playing for a fucking draw.
I think we'll do the double up. We'll do the double over Wrexham and Wickham if they go up. I think we do double over them.
All right, let's just
That's
think about
way,
what's going
that's
on.
that's way too far in advance. We'll see them in the Premier League when they have enough money from all the Vegas people. Yeah, I think we've got enough enough here. When is the next game? The Cardiff game.
Well,
when is it? It's
3 o'clock kick-off Saturday.
3 o'clock. That's the midnight one here. Yeah. Okay. Perfect. I'll see you on the weekend, lads. And if you're going to the game, enjoy it. If not, catch you on the watch along.
All right. Roger. Bye.
FTM.
Okay. Bye.